Okay, so I am finally reviewing a level right after its release, and this time it's Stasis by Manny Halfley. Now, I'm not a stranger to Manny's works anymore. Menace was one of my favorite levels from last year, Adelucid was a great mid-range extreme demon that built upon Manny's style, and I've also playtested some of his works. And recently, Manny's newest project was just finished and released, with that being, of course, Stasis. Stasis was made for the second Zeronium Crater Contest, and it has some crazy mechanics and ideas, so let's just start off the review by highlighting those features. First of all, this level has some really interesting dual gameplay. The idea here is that every once in a while the icons split apart, and not only are you two different icons since you're dual, but they are also in different parts of the screen instead of always being perpendicular to each other. Now, this isn't an original idea. Other creators like Callie, who I will be making a video on soon, create fantastic works that use the same form of dual gameplay. However, what I like about what Manny does is he's kind of crafted it in a way so that these icons have a little pause to allow the other icon to move on ahead, compared to a Callie level that usually just has one icon increase in speed to pass the other. While this means the transitions between the duels is visually less smooth and looks a bit clunky, and you can see the portals, like the animation for the portals, it just looks a bit clunky. I do think it allows for the gameplay to be much better. Having this pause allows your brain to actually process the change and then react to the new layout that the icons are in, rather than just watching these icons have the zoomies while your brain has an aneurysm. Also, editing bean here, I just realized that the icons stopping puts them in, well, stasis. I see what you did there. I see what you did there, Manny. Anyways, yeah, I just realized that. That's pretty cool. Anyways, editing bean out. Speaking of the gameplay, it's really fun. Manny has this thing where all his levels are very learny and unique. However, once you actually do try to learn them, it ends up being such an enjoyable experience and way less daunting than you would expect. Though I do think this level is the most out-of-the-box work he's put out gameplay-wise, however, it still follows the same structuring. Also, we can't not talk about the elephant in the room, which is the decoration. So, Zeronium's Crater Contest had a requirement for your level to have contrast, and while you could say the icons contrast in each other with their placement in Stasis, I would say the main form of contrast in this level is the coloring, as the decoration uses player colors, so whatever your icon colors are, that's what the level will use. Not only is it great to see this idea be implemented so fluidly and work well with so many different color palettes, but it's also just cool seeing player colors used in general, as with every update they seem to fade more and more out of usage. So yeah, I'm really happy that they're used here. The song is also pretty good. I don't really have much to say on it. It's not my favorite song Manny's made. Yes, Manny makes even the songs for his levels, but it also does fit the level's aura pretty well, so I'll give it that. This is one of those cases where I know it's good, I know it fits the song fits the level well, I know it's perfect, it's just not for me, but you know, music taste is subjective. My only complaint with this level really is that the block design is a bit too basic and repetitive. We have these super unique backgrounds that constantly change in shape and look and color and feel very dreamlike and just so unique, while the block design is just the same circle thing during the entire runtime of the level. I'm sure there's some way the level could have used more variety of blocks while keeping the same feel, but I mean, I guess the unique structuring somewhat makes up for it. Like, even though the blocks themselves are pretty basic, the way the structuring puts them together, it just makes it look way more unique than they actually are, so I will give it that. Overall, Stasis is just another really high quality work from Manny that I have next to no complaints on. Could the level be made better? Yes. I mean, it's a creator contest, Manny is on a time limit, obviously. But is the final level we got still good? Absolutely. I'm giving it an 8.1 out of 10 with some of the factors listed on screen. Can't wait to see more of Manny's ideas put into whatever he uploads next. I just can't wait. Personally, this is probably right up there with Adelucid in terms of quality. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I know I said in my last video I would be making slightly different content for the next 2 to 3 uploads, but I just really wanted to review this level, so I made an exception to quickly make this short review. So yeah, thank you for watching, consider subscribing if you enjoyed, and peace.